27 years old, woman, lives in Brooklyn, ENFP, Leo, blood type B. She hasn't said a word yet, but we're already trying to figure out her personality. Probably impulsive, probably emotionally expressive, probably loves trying new things. Here's the thing, though. The important part isn't her. It's whether you just felt like those guesses made sense. We live in an age of science. Data is everywhere. With a smartphone, you can access almost everything humanity has ever learned. And yet, we're still trying to explain ourselves and others with 4 letters and a birth month. This is happening more and more all over the world. In the US, zodiac signs show up naturally on dating app profiles. MBTI is practically a shared language on college campuses worldwide. Astrology and tarot communities are more active than ever. In Korea and Japan, blood-type personality talk is still going strong. And according to surveys, young people are more likely to view astrology as somewhat scientific than older generations. So, here's the question. The most educated generation in history, with access to more information than any generation before, why are they drawn to beliefs that haven't been scientifically verified? Today we're looking at 4 things. Why humans search for patterns when uncertainty grows. How new meaning languages emerged as traditional religion weakened. How social media and algorithms amplify these frameworks. Whether this is just a trend or a signal of structural change. Let's break it down. There was a psychology experiment in 2008. They split people into 2 groups. One group was made to feel in control of their situation. The other was made to feel like they had no control at all. Then, both groups were shown images of random dots. Just noise, no actual patterns. The group that felt powerless saw more meaningful shapes in those random dots. They saw things that weren't there. Think about what today's 20s and 30s have lived through. The 2008 financial crisis hit right when they were becoming adults, or about to. The whole "work hard and you'll make it" formula collapsed in front of them. Student debt piled up. The national total is over $1.7 trillion now, with the average balance around $30,000. Housing prices kept climbing. The median home price crossed $400,000. Then, 2020, the pandemic. People just starting their careers got locked inside. Couldn't see anyone, plans fell apart, the future became completely uncertain. That's exactly when astrology apps and spiritual content started getting consumed more heavily. Psychology calls this compensatory control. When you genuinely can't control something, you want to at least understand it. So you look for patterns. You attach meaning. You create reasons. You don't know why you can't land a job, but if Mercury is in retrograde, at least there's an explanation. You don't know why your relationship keeps falling apart, but if it's a Scorpio-Aries incompatibility thing, at least there's a frame. In a reality you can't control, you choose a narrative you can understand. Just looking at the US, the percentage of people saying they have no religion went from about 8% in the early 1990s to around 28% by 2023. It's even higher among younger generations. You might think people abandoned spirituality, but that's not quite right. Plenty of people say, "I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual." People left churches, but they didn't leave behind the need to find meaning. Humans are creatures that ask why. Why am I like this? Why is this happening to me? Where is my life going? Traditional religion gave package answers to these questions. God's plan, the afterlife, moral order. But for people who can't accept those anymore, only the questions remain. Astrology slides right into that gap. It gives you the feeling that there's some structure to the universe without requiring belief in a personal God or strict moral codes. It's completely personalized, and there's almost no obligation. Church means showing up, spending time, getting entangled in relationships. An app? You open it in bed and you're done. Around 2019, TikTok started filling up with videos like, "Your sun sign is how you appear. Your moon sign is your inner self. Your rising sign is your first impression." You watch for a few seconds and think, wait, that actually sounds like me. The key is that algorithms feed on engagement. Show someone, "This is what Geminis are like," and Geminis can't help but react. Whether they agree or argue, they're engaging. That engagement stacks up, and the algorithm pushes it out even more. MBTI works the same way. It creates 16 small tribes that automatically generate reactions. A feedback loop kicks in. You watch one astrology video, similar ones show up. You watch more. It becomes familiar. You learn the vocabulary, you get the memes, you see the community. Suddenly, that world becomes part of your everyday language. Most people don't consume astrology because they seriously believe it. They do it for fun. But just for fun doesn't mean no effect. When you see it every day, the frame sticks to you. In 1948, there was an experiment where students were given personality analysis results and asked how accurate they felt. The average rating was 4.26 out of 5. But here's the twist. Every student got the exact same result. Just vague statements that could apply to anyone. That's the Barnum effect. Leos love being the center of attention. INFPs have a rich inner world. These statements kind of fit everyone, at least a little. Confirmation bias latches on. Once you have a frame, you collect the hits and ignore the misses. Self-fulfilling prophecy kicks in too. If you believe, "I'm just this kind of person," you give yourself permission to act that way, which makes the belief even stronger. People who believe only in astrology and nothing else are rarer than you'd think. Research suggests that being open to one pseudoscientific belief makes you more likely to be open to others. Scientific verification doesn't matter as much as my personal experience. Once you accept that frame, it can spread to other areas. Detoxes, cleanses, superfoods, wellness claims with weak evidence, distrust of institutions and experts, the do-your-own-research culture. Astrology itself is mostly harmless. Checking your horoscope won't hurt you. But if the habit of believing without verification hardens, you might apply the same approach to decisions that actually matter. That's the real risk. This isn't just a passing trend. Some people see this as a fad, a reaction to unusual circumstances like the pandemic. But interest in astrology was rising well before 2020. The pandemic didn't create the trend, it accelerated it. The underlying conditions haven't gone away. Economic uncertainty persists. New anxieties have been added: climate change, job displacement from AI. The decline of traditional religion continues. Algorithms have only gotten stronger. If alternative spirituality is taking over some of what traditional religion used to provide, meaning, community, identity, that's a significant shift. Religion going from package deal to custom assembly. What can we actually do? Just educate people more is too simple. This generation is already the most educated in history. The problem isn't lack of information, it's that there's too much information, and the way we process it has changed. What's actually realistic? Teaching critical thinking as a method, not just content. Not, "this is true and that's false," but, "how can we know?" Acknowledging that the desire for meaning and belonging is real. Dismissing it or mocking it just pushes people deeper in. Expanding alternatives, secular communities, philosophy, meditation, therapy. Things that don't collapse under scientific scrutiny, but still address what humans actually want. Understanding how algorithms work and learning to manage your own information environment. Let's go back to where we started. 27 years old, living in Brooklyn. ENFP, Leo. We don't actually know anything about this person. 4 letters and a birth month can't tell you who someone is. But we can understand why someone might be drawn to those frameworks. Looking for patterns in an uncertain world is human nature. So is searching for meaning, building identity, wanting connection. The problem isn't that nature. The problem is what direction we fill it with. Stars don't determine your personality. Tarot cards don't predict the future. 4 MBTI letters don't tell you who you are. But understanding why we're drawn to these things, that's possible. And from that understanding, better choices become possible too. What do you find meaning in? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching.